Okay, Miss Lamb back with social distancing and spreadsheets, video number 8. This time we're talking about formatting numbers in Google Sheets. So now that we've rounded our trip duration to the nearest minute from a couple of steps ago when it was in seconds, now we're ready to deal with our start time and our stop time in columns B and C. The way it's formatted right now is we have the date and then the time. But when we think about it a little bit, we actually don't need the date repeated twice. That seems redundant. And instead, I actually want on its own the date, the time that it starts, and the time that it ends, so that I could figure out when are popular times for using my city bike. And so what I'm going to be able to do is I'm going to be able to fix this in 2 ways. The first thing that I want to do is I want to add a column next to my start column. And so I'm going to either right click or I'm going to click on that little arrow and I'm going to insert one to the right. And I'm actually then going to go back and I'm going to change the column that says start time. And instead of calling it start time, I'm going to call it date. I'm going to turn this column into start time. Now, what I really want to do right here is I want to split this text into 2 columns. I want to separate the date from the time. And so what I notice here is that the thing that's between the date that I want in one column and the time that I want in the other is a space. And the great thing is that Google Sheets has something already as an option here. And so I'm going to click on B and I'm going to go into my data choice. I'm going to scroll all the way down to where it says to split text to columns. And in the little box that pops up, I'm going to choose to split by space. Separator should be, oh, look, it did it automatically, but if it didn't do it on yours, the separator should be the space. So now what I see is that right here, I have in column B, I have the date, and in column C, I have my time, which is exactly what I wanted. And so I see accidentally I deleted the title from this one. And now the final step is to format our start time and our stop time to look like a time that could make sense to us. So I'm going to highlight columns C and D by clicking on them, clicking on C and then dragging across. And then I'm going to go into format and number, and I'm going to go down to time and look at that. It magically turns these into times that make sense to me. So here I have my date and I have my 2 times. And we did this by first splitting the text to columns and then by reformatting our numbers into time that had AM and PM. Now go try these steps on your spreadsheet and we'll meet back for step number 9.